Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make is chocolate buttercream frosting. This particular recipe is a very easy one, and I have several frostings and icings, some that are very easy on my channel recipes, and some that you have to cook the frosting. So if you don't like this one, please go to my channel and find several others in case you don't want this one. This particular frosting, though, when it's made, the whole kitchen smells just like rich, deep chocolate, and it's just a great tasting frosting. It's easy to make, and like I said, just the smell alone, oh, this buttercream just melts in your mouth. So let's get started. First, let's start off with a cup of butter. I cut it up into small pieces, and I think it's easier to cream that way. So we'll break that up and start to cream it. Okay, the next thing that you're going to be putting in is 4 cups of powdered sugar. And I'm going to put a little in at a time, so I'm going to grab a tablespoon here and start to put that into the butter. Now, you can also make this recipe with your stand-up, or hand mixer, I should say. I find my stand-up is quicker and easier for me and for the video. So you can use your hand mixer, and then I'm going to just start to, beat that in on, on low. And then I'm just going to continue to put more in. Now, what you'll want to do is, once you start putting in your powder, stop your mixer and then get to the bottom and start working that butter in so it moistens it. Otherwise, you really feel like you're doing something wrong because it's so dry. It looks dry. But just stay with it. I'm going to put the rest of my powdered sugar in. Okay? Now, this is when I like to put my vanilla in, and you're going to be using 3 teaspoons of vanilla. So I put it in at that time. Now, to make a chocolate, of course, you're going to need 1 1/3 cup of unsweetened baking cocoa, okay? So I'm going to start to put that in. And I'm going to keep beating it till it really starts to come together. Again, it's going to be a dry mixture, but it's okay. Because what we'll want to do is hold the milk off to the very end, as much as we can anyway. All right, I'm putting the rest of the cocoa in. I'm going to raise my speed, so I'll warn you about the sound. Okay, at this point it is coming together. As you can see, it's becoming a creamed mixture. So when you first start it, like I said, you might feel you're doing something wrong, but just stay with it. Now, the last thing that you're going to need and use is milk, of course. And you'll want to use, well, about 4 tablespoons. Most of the times I use about 3, to be honest. It's going to be really up to you of how thick or thin you want this frosting to be. So what I do is I just do 1 at a time, and then I make my judgment of how much more I want to put in. As I mentioned, usually 3 does it for me, that I like the consistency. But really beat it in in. Now I'm going to put my second in, and at that time I really just keep mixing it. And you want to keep mixing or beating it for at least probably 3 to 4 minutes. Because I really notice that the longer I beat it, it tends to get lighter, and it seems it has more of a whipped texture. So I'm going to raise my speed a little bit. And this is when you really can smell that great chocolate. Now this is the consistency that I have right now, which is really quite nice with only 2 tablespoons of milk. But I'm going to put in my third. I'm going to try actually a half. I got away with about 2.5 this time, all right? And I'm going to take my paddle out. Now, I would normally beat this much longer than this. Like I said, you'll want to spend at least 3 to 4 minutes, okay? And I'm not going to get all this off my paddle, but I want to get most of it here. Okay, and we'll set that aside. All right. Get that out of the way. Okay, and now I'm just going to bring it all together with my spatula. Make sure that I got to the bottom real well. Okay. And again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Oh, but it's so rich and so light, especially if you stay with it. And like I said, beat it for that 3 to 4 minutes. You'll be the judge of how much milk to put in, as far as how thin or how thick. So I have just a little layer cake here ready to go because I want to show you the consistency of it. Okay, so I'm going to put a dollop on the top here. Now what I usually, that amount, I usually get 2 8-inch cakes filled, okay, also the center filling, and it's usually enough, okay. If you need more, then, you can double the recipe or that kind of thing. And I don't know if you can see how nice and creamy this is that I'm putting on the cake right now to show you, and I hope that you can kind of see as I'm just, frosting this cake. I mean, how beautiful this frosting is. It not only tastes great, but like I said, oh my gosh, the chocolate smell is just, it's fantastic, okay? So I'm going to set this aside, and then I do want to show you a cake that I fully frosted so you can get a little better idea. And I did this one, okay, with the frosting. Again, it's 8-inch round. I filled it and also around, as well as I did the top with the frosting. So you should have enough, you really should, for a cake, to cover a cake. Well, there you have it, a very easy, very quick, fast chocolate buttercream frosting that I hope you try. If you try this recipe and you like it, we'll leave a comment because I always like to hear from you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake. Please subscribe to my channel, and also to remind you you'll find my videos only on YouTube. Okay? Well, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.